Facebook are changing all the time. All of us know that. The problem is that most network marketers, online marketers out there are fearing all these changes because they think that it changes the views on their stuff. And it does. It definitely does. So what I'm going to touch base with today in the beginning is the importance of having a strategy that fits whatever Facebook changes. And that is actually the strategy that we are talking about inside this group, Passionate Marketing. Also called Attraction Marketing. We just put the passion in there because that's what we are highly believers on, that you cannot have long-term success if you don't follow your passion. So Attraction Marketing is actually the strategy that will secure you being seen out there no matter what changes Facebook are doing. If you market yourself, if you're a person of value, and if you provide valuable content and build a huge audience and build these relationships, it actually doesn't hurt you when Facebook makes changes. So I highly encourage you all to keep an eye on this group, and the announcement in the end today will help you do that. So let's go into the big changes on Facebook, because I don't see them as a problem. I just see them as something we can leverage. I see them as something we can use to our advantage. And that's why I'm not talking about Facebook changes in a bad way. I'm only talking about Facebook changes in a way to really grow your business even more.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Perfect. So remember, ask your questions inside the comments and I will have them answered after this, because I can't actually see you guys. I can only see my screen. So before I move on, while I'm talking, I want you guys to comment if you have noticed or heard about that there is changes on the way, and some of them are already happening. Type 1 if you know about it, and maybe leave a comment if you have an idea what it is.
And I will keep an eye right here on my screen next to. I'm watching exactly the same as you guys, so if you have any questions at all, I am keeping an eye on you. Don't hold back. Let's do it. So
today I will tell you about the 3 most important changes when it comes to building an audience, building an online business, and how to use them to your advantage. Okay? So before I go to those changes, I want to talk about being an online marketer. I don't want to go into depth with it, but I want to talk about the difference between being an online marketer and a person that just use Facebook for marketing, or what we call spamming. Because most of you might think you're marketing when you put your products and companies out there, but you're actually spamming, and most of you are only talking to yourself. Okay? People that come to your timeline doesn't care about your product. They don't care about what you have to say, what you're excited about, if they don't see what's in it for them. And that doesn't mean that you can write, oh, you will earn this and this amount of money. That's not what I mean. So being an online marketer on Facebook, there's a difference of being a pro or a newbie. And a newbie is usually somebody that are taught how to spam. The pro ones are using Facebook to grow a huge network of people, building their network so they never run out of people to talk to. The new one just sent out messages with a long description or asking people for a sale. A pro will never do that. So that's the difference between being a pro and a new guy or a new girl or somebody that never was taught how to use and utilize Facebook the right way.
Also, the pro earns money.
And the new one maybe make a sale here and there, but in the long term, they will always run out of people to talk to. They will always feel like they have to look for new people. Always. If that's you, it's totally okay. You don't know what you don't know, and please utilize all the training in here to become better.
This is exactly why we have made this group for you guys. It is to take you to the next level. It is for you to struggle no more. So congratulations for being here.
So the pro online marketer is ready for changes. The new one, or the one that doesn't know how to do it the right way, are afraid of changes. And I don't understand why people that are not using Facebook the right way are afraid of changes, because when they don't have any engagement, nothing will happen with changes. You will not get any engagement anyway, and you're just talking to yourself. But they are afraid of changes. And the reason why I'm doing this training is for you to be ready for changes. I'm always looking around, getting my ears and eyes on things happening so I can prepare my mentoring clients for the changes. So I can be ready for the changes. I can leverage the changes instead of running after the I have to run faster if I'm not updated. I'm always ready for a bit of change. I'm never afraid of it. So that's the difference. So how and why to be ready for a change? I just talked a little bit about it. You can be ready by being a part of other online marketers groups like this group or somebody else's group. I'm afraid of different kind of marketers group, and I actually heard about the changes for a month ago, and I started researching online to figure out what is these changes. And I already felt some of them, and I started to think about how can I change a little bit to leverage the changes instead of thinking they were in my way. The reason why you want to be ready is that you can teach your team to be ready as well, and you will always be a step ahead, and you will never feel that you are missing out on anything, and you will always be ready to adjust, always without any thought, or at least without too much thought. So the strategy if you learn attraction marketing, learn how to build an audience, the adjustment of any changes will never be too much. It will be small, different things you can do every single day up to a change or right after, because you already have the strategy of giving value. You know exactly what to do every single day. You are talking to your audience, and you will know how to lead them to another place if Facebook closes down or whatever will happen. So that's why you always want to be ready and know how to be ready to changes. And that is building a strategy of attraction marketing. It will definitely help you. So the most important changes on Facebook that are happening some of them already happened, some of them are in progress, and some of them have been here for a while, but are being even more important than ever before. So the first change is that Mark Zuckerberg actually shared that from now on, actually, I think it's a week ago it really started, is that community, the Facebook focus will be on Facebook groups. Facebook groups will be easier to share things in. It will be easier to have people being engaged in groups, because Mark Zuckerberg actually he wants private communities instead of a newsfeed. The newsfeed will not go disappear totally, but maybe some of you have. I definitely have experienced that 6 or 8 months ago, 3 to 5 posts a day was the perfect fit. Now it's 1 to 2 posts, so we cannot add the same amount of value on our timelines. So we have to figure out where can we add value now, and that will be in groups. Facebook algorithm doesn't have the same, doesn't affect your groups are not affected by the algorithm the same way your newsfeed is. Your newsfeed is really touchy of algorithm. If you have a post that are highly engaged and you post again, those 2 posts will fight with each other. So right now we are posting 1 to 2, so it's even less than it was a month ago. So that's why groups will be the place where you will share value with your audience. Because in here you can post multiple times a day, and we are still not talking about your product. We are talking about value, like we are doing in here. Teaching and sharing value that you can use to your business. So our opinion on this is having your own niche group in whatever passion you have is a great long-term strategy, because it is in the groups that will be much more focused on from Facebook's point of view. So I actually think we will see the post that you do on the newsfeed will be less and less seen of people, but the groups will be more and more seen. If you didn't notice, you will actually get a notification where something new happens inside a group. That never happened before. It changes like a week ago or a few days ago that you get notifications on that something is happening inside a group where you are active in. Do you want to say something?
Yes, if you don't see those changes inside your notifications, you have to update your Facebook and your Messenger.
Yes. So and before you didn't see anything happening in groups because you didn't get a notification. You get notifications now. So it's already up and running that groups are highly prioritized by Facebook. So having a strategy of building a group, don't just open a group, because you will have to know who to put in there, what you want to talk about. It took us a month and a half to build this group that you are in right now. But starting thinking about having that strategy is a long-term strategy to start thinking about how can you build a community around your passion. Make sense? If it makes sense, please type 2. And change number 2, live video. Live videos, I know it's not that big a change, but for some people it will be, because I believe that the newsfeed, what I've read is because of the newsfeed is so sensitive and we cannot deliver that much value, live video will be even more important, because you want to build know, like, and trust with people. And if you only can do 1 post a day or maximum 2 to get a lot of engagement, Facebook Live is the place where people can see your smile, they can hear your voice, they can see your body language. So to get as much out of a post where people engage, Facebook Live will be your main content several times a week at least.
So we have a question here from Elspeth. She asks, how should you attract a new audience if you cannot use newsfeed?
Newsfeed will not disappear. It will not disappear. Not totally, because this is where, they need to have places where we can be public and share things, but it will be It will be less posting there. And I also think the groups will be more visual in the newsfeed than there are now. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, and you always have Messenger to connect with people, to build relationships, and you can always use Messenger asking them if they want to be a part of your community.
So the newsfeed will not disappear. It's just using the newsfeed more strategic, and not just posting 30 things a day, and not just posting things that are not valuable. So that's why live video will be really important, because in the live video you can do a lot of content, you can do call to actions, and you can actually, if you get really good at creating content, people will start sharing them. And that's how you can build know, like, and trust on your timeline. And that's a high quality piece of content that can live on for a long time, and you don't have to, you only have to do a live video and maybe a little post in the night. If you have highly converting engagement on your live video, just one live video a day. I think that's how it will be. So the newsfeed will not disappear at all. It will not, or totally. It will still be there. It's just less content in there, because they want us to be in groups where we are more intimate. It's more a closed community. So that's why live videos will be powerful, and even more powerful than they've ever been before. And also, an answer to your question, Elspeth, Facebook stories. Facebook stories will be the place, will be the replacement of, and it's already is actually. It's actually already a replacement of the 3 to 5 posts we did before. Like 6-8 months ago, we did 3 to 5 posts a day.
Yeah, I can go back to maybe 2-3 months ago, where I did the same.
So now, if you want, because what you want to share is, you want to share your lifestyle, you want to create curiosity, you want to create, know, like, and trust. But how can you do that with only one post in your feed? You can do a live video, but that's it. Where can you post otherwise? That is in your stories. Stories is something that Facebook will make even more out of it during the next few months. Because the swipe is coming into Facebook as well, instead of scrolling. So Facebook stories is really powerful. This is, and this is, I have done a training about this in another group about stories, because stories is, most people share the same thing on their profile and the story, so they're not utilizing and leveraging stories. Stories is actually where you create, and there is still no spamming, no products, no buy this or this. This is still a place where you create value, not long posts, but you can create curiosity. You can make a call to action. You can show your lifestyle. You can do everything up there, but not in long posts, because it's pictures and you have like 3 to 5 seconds to capture people's attention. And if people only see products, they just swipe right through you. It's faster too. And when you are in stories and you see something you like, if you comment, you are directly in people's messenger. And this is where you build a relationship. But it's important that that your stories is also the stories are public. What is Elspeth?
Yeah, she knows they can be public as well.
Yeah, exactly. And they should be. They should be. Otherwise, people cannot comment on them. And when I started putting mine on public a month ago, I went from 40 to 60 people that watch them. Now I have like 150 people watching my stories. And the more stories you have engagement on, the more places it will be shown if they're public. So stories are really important to start. I can do a story training in here as well at some point, but just start using it. But don't use the same post as you have in your timeline. Use it to create curiosity, create know, like, and trust, your lifestyle, what you're doing during the day, and so on, because there is not room for it in your timeline, because it will not be shown anywhere if you because of the algorithm. Use stories. It's important.
Let me give an example. So today we celebrated our son's 11-year birthday with his school class in the bowling alley, playing bowling, having French fries, nuggets, having a lot of fun. I did not use my timeline to post about what I was doing with my family. I did it in my stories to keep the window open for my live video after this training. I hope that makes sense. So if you're out walking the dog, if you have anything to share, use the stories and use your news feed for what is most important.
Yes. It can also be small videos, but it's only like, I think it's 30 seconds or something. 30-second videos. If you post a live video, it will be chopped up into pieces. So I will not recommend putting your live videos, but small videos, you can give a Monday tip or mix it up a bit. But it's only like 20 or 30-second videos.
Yes, it can also be a written
but
post.
Not a long written post,
No.
Because they will not see the text. They will have to push it to see the text, and I think it's like 10 seconds. The story is there before it goes on to the next one. So it has to be catchy. It has to be short sentences and maybe you can actually put a call to action, yes or no, if people want to see this story or training, or they want this PDF, or there is a few things that you can do inside your stories. Also, if you have an iPhone, there's some other features as well. You can put music into them and so on. It's actually a fun thing to play around with, but it needs to be catchy. It needs to be something that people will be interested in as soon as they look at them. So mostly it's picture and a small post with a short text that pops out, or a GIF, or animation, or whatever you can put in there. But you can that's where we can play with being creative. Yes, interaction, exactly. You can do that, and lifestyle, curiosity, behind the scenes. If you're working on something, there is not, I will say 3 to 5 stories, but there is not a limit, if you can say that. But around 3 to 5 times a day. But if it's a busy day, do 10 and see how it works.
And the stories are there for 24 hours.
24 hours, yes. But you can, the most engaged one, you can actually save them to your profile.
Okay.
There is highlights inside your profile where you can choose. Your stories is actually hidden inside your profile, where you can find them and highlight them.
Hello, Thomas. Welcome. Hello, Monica. Thank you for coming. Sit back and enjoy.
So the stories are really, really important. Stories and groups and live videos on your profile will be the best long-term strategy if you want to build a long-term success.
Yay!
So it's for some people, this is changes we can't prevent. They are planned. They are already put into action, and it will take time to get the hang of it, but it's not that different. It's just taking something from your timeline and do it on your stories instead.
Yeah, so don't let it knock you out. Utilize it, see it this as an opportunity to get on it before everybody else.
So I can see that, Leo, you actually got something there, because Facebook does own Instagram now. So yes, it will be something like that, because the stories on Instagram, pictures, but live videos are not that. There is a bit difference there, but yeah, they will look much more like groups. Is definitely not something you see on Instagram, but you will see much more of groups. So you better. I encourage all of you to take that seriously and really put some thought and planning in how you can create a community, maybe a month or 2 months from now. Start your own community. There is some amazing trainings out there how you can build a group where you can actually leverage it to your
invite people to our Facebook group. What about Fanpage?
Okay, so we can talk about that, Michelle. Fan pages are if you don't use a lot of money on paid ads, you're not your page will not be shown, and people will not get a notification on that you have a page. We have a page, but only because we have a mini chat, and because that's the only thing we use it for now. And at some point we are playing around with testing paid ads and so on. That's why you have to have a fan page. But if you didn't start doing it a long time ago, where it was more popular and had a lot of engagement on it at that point, it is an uphill battle if you don't use a lot of money on paid ads at this moment. So I will not recommend having a fan page, and there is nothing in the changes that shows that it will be any different.
And when we say a lot of money, we mean a lot of money. It's like a minimum of $10,000 a month you use on Facebook ads to get your fan page out there. That's a lot of money. You don't have to use Facebook ads to build a stable business. We are living proof of that.
Yeah.
But you will have to at some point do a mini chat for your group and different things that you use your fan page for.
So I definitely don't recommend spending time and energy on building a fan page. But a group, yes. Because that is what Facebook is really focusing on now. And I recommend all of you to really put some thoughts and go out there and research what is a good way of building a group. How can you? Yeah, we only had this group for a month, and even though it's only a month old, we actually have a lot of engagement, and it will be more and more and more, because now Facebook are really putting their effort into groups, and that will benefit the people that are building highly engaged groups with their audience.
And this group is actually our third community. So we understand the power of building a community. We understand the power of having people in a group, and I think you feel the power of that as well. Was that the slideshow?
Yeah, I don't know why I don't.
Can you not?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, any other questions? I will take a few questions. That was the biggest changes that are happening on Facebook that are important if you're building an online business.
We hope you guys like this training. It is pretty simple. The changes coming up, pretty simple. Less newsfeed, more stories, more community.
Yeah.
More community. Mark Zuckerberg is a sucker for communities, He wants us to bring people together in groups.
That was the plan with Facebook all along.
He wants like-minded people to surround each other with each other. And I actually think it's amazing, because if you have a lot of value to share, if you have a message, if you have a passion, nothing better than having everybody in the same room, right?
Yeah.
You will have them all in the same room. You can share your message. You can educate people. You can motivate them. You can inspire them. You can help them. You can lift them. You can hold their hand. You can do whatever you need to do to make it work out. So embrace the changes. Don't make it discourage you. Don't make it knock you out. Utilize it. Be the first ones going out there and start using these changes for your benefit, for your favor, and you will definitely feel the power of that.
Yes. So before we go on with this training, I want to say that if you feel like, oh, but I don't have an audience, or how can I get people into a group? Start from the beginning. Start figuring out, who are you talking to? Why are you talking to them? What is your passion? It took us 20 months to get where we are. If you didn't do anything but chase people to show your product and didn't build an audience, but didn't build a network, you need to start there. Because if you don't have anything of value other than sharing your product, you will have a hard time no matter what community you are building. Because people are not here to see products. They're not here to be sold to. They're here to be social. They're here to learn. They're here to get tips and tricks and get an aha moment and be happy. Okay?
People follow people.
People follow people.
So you want to get to know people, build your relationships with them on your news feed, in private messenger. And when you say, hey, come on into my group, they will say yes.
And then you have to deliver. You have to over-deliver and give as much value as possible without expecting anything in return.
Woo!
Yeah.
Amazing training. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
I actually learned a lot.
You did?
I hope you guys did as well.
I love that you actually learned something.
Yes, I did. You can always learn. You can always learn.
And this is something I really say a lot, especially in these times. You don't know what you don't know. Please remember that every time. Be open to learn. Be open to the people you meet. They know something you don't know. Okay, so don't think you know it all. Don't think that you got it all covered. Because there's always things to learn. There's always ways to grow. And if you're open to that, magic